welcome back to Court TV Live. Now, just moments ago, you saw the jury recommend the death penalty for Jose Soto-Escalera in the pregnant mistress murder trial. We have a special guest joining us right now, the mother of the victim in this case, Tanya Wise. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to go to criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett right now. Sam, let me go to you and get your reaction to the jury's decision there in the Jose Escalera case. One of the things I wanted to ask you is, we know the Spencer hearing is coming up. We know the judge has an option, right? He doesn't have to necessarily follow what the jury did, but they came back 8-4. Any chance this judge looks at that and decides that he will go in a different way and say, death penalty, no thank you, life in prison without parole?
I think there's a chance. I don't know much about this judge. It's notable that he's retiring, so he may not have the political pressures of some judges and being fearful of being seen as soft on crime if he doesn't give the death penalty. I think the lack of a unanimous verdict and perhaps some mitigation evidence, if the defense can put some good mitigation evidence together for the Spencer hearing, that could persuade him as well. I'm sure he'll take some time after the hearing to decide.
And when we look at a case like this, I think if you think about the aggravating factors that they found, the convicted of another felony, the cold and calculated manner, the age of the unborn child under the age of 12, I'm not surprised, Sam, given that scenario, given the convictions for the 2 murder counts, that the jury found, and it was 8-4, so it was not a unanimous decision. The state of Florida doesn't require that. 8-4, death penalty.
I'm not surprised either. It's, jurors are on the heels of hearing the evidence of the case. The emotions of the guilty verdict are still in their minds. It didn't surprise me at all that they came up with that conclusion, although 8-4 is not exactly a total windfall.
Right. And I think it's a subject to appeal, Michael. Even though it's been around the constitutional issue in Florida, I think it's still subject.
Yeah, there are a number of cases already on appeal in Florida regarding this 8-4 change in the law there. So we'll see how those play out, and then it will have an effect on this case. But I was going to say the surprise to me, Sam, is that it was 8-4. It's not a surprise that they came back, a majority, or not, I don't even know, a majority came back and said that they wanted the death penalty. But I was surprised it was 8-4 and wasn't unanimous under the circumstances of this case.
Frankly, I was too. I guess the defense team must have done a decent job in jury selection on the issue of punishment. But yeah, obviously an emotional jury usually comes back unanimous on the death penalty if they recommend it.
And I was going to say, Judge, that really is a reflection, I think, as Sam said, of jury selection.
Yes. Where
those are parts of the questions you ask them, and you qualify this jury for a death penalty case, but yet and still you get a sense of how they feel as a defense attorney about the death penalty.
Absolutely. And we have to talk about that a little bit. The reality is death penalty cases are a whole different beast. So an attorney who is accustomed to trying a criminal case is not going to automatically be death certified to try a death penalty case, because it does depend on that. And I think that I push back a little bit against both of your thinking. I think it's hard for a jury to come to a unanimous decision to recommend the death penalty. I just think, Sam, that there are always going to be people that have hope, that think it's unjust, that don't necessarily believe in it, even though they've been voir dired and say differently, and can't pull the trigger, so to speak, and really sentence someone to death.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but the death penalty cases I've been affiliated with and have seen, certainly in Texas, require unanimous verdicts. And Texas is not shy about giving out death penalties.
Well, I'm from Texas. I agree with that, Sam.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I just want to make this point. Florida is the only state that an 8-4 vote by a jury will get you the death penalty. Alabama is the only other one that doesn't require unanimous juries, which is 10-2.
Right.
So that would not have gone there. And Indiana does allow a judge to overturn a jury that can't decide on the death penalty, allows him to impose a death penalty. So it's interesting. Only in Florida would this happen.
Yeah, it is unique there. All right, coming up next, we're going to take a break because Tanya Wise's mother, that's the victim in this case, who was murdered by this man, Elizabeth, she joins us live next. Don't miss it. We'll be right back.